Okay.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So this season, Sean knows that his dad is in jail. And we see a lot of different ways in how a 7-year-old would try to come to terms with it. With the stuffed animal, seeing it as a restaurant, different things like that. How did you decide to approach it that way? And honestly, what does the bear lion represent?
Yeah, first of all, thank you all for being here. So Fisley Fisley was an idea that we had during season 1 of this notion that Sean was going to be approaching that age of 7. If any of you have 7-year-old boys around you, they start pulling away from their moms. The cool guy shit starts. They think they're their dads, but they're not. And we were like, well, what happens if he is pulling away from her but doesn't have that relationship with his father that maybe prior provided a lot of safety? And so what we wanted to do was create something that felt very boyish, that felt like that represented the fact that he's still very much a kid, even though he's trying to not be, and the absence of a protector. And so we were like, let's have this stuffed animal become a real coping mechanism for him. So anytime that he feels unsafe, he's again sort of protected by this 7-foot Henson creature. And then, originally we were going to do like a mascot costume because we didn't have the budget for a Henson creature. But then we asked them if they had anything lying around, and we met with them before, and they were very friendly to me and David. And so they offered to come on board and do it much cheaper than they regularly would. And brought on 3 puppeteers for us for the season, which was incredible. And so Fisley got to not just be like a 1-episode thing, but we kept sort of popping him in wherever we could. And so, yeah, so that's what Fisley represents is the absence of Miles and his necessity for safety.
Yes. And we see that he even kind of looks to Earl to kind of be that protector and quote unquote male figure. And I feel like Earl understands that a bit as well.
Yeah, I think Earl's like trying, and it's why you kind of never really see the Earl-Sean dynamic and the Fisley-Sean dynamic happening too much simultaneously, except when it's like a fantasy sequence. Is like he is looking for people outside of his mother to provide a safety that I don't know if he thinks she can't provide it or doesn't want her to provide it because it makes him feel more childish or whatever it is that's sort of going on in that 7-year-old brain of his. But then also Earl isn't really in a place to be a stable figure in his life. And so, I mean, we start the season with him not even showing up to the birthday party because he can't yet. He's got a relationship with his own father that he needs to sort out first. So I think a lot of the season is about Earl trying to figure out how to exist post-incarceration and settle a relationship with his family that the reality for a lot of people is that relationship just never gets mended because you're aware of how unjust the system is, but the people around you aren't always as sympathetic. And his father is traditional in a different way and isn't sympathetic to the mistakes that he made to get locked up in the first place. And so a lot of it is about that divide. In a lot of ways, Sean and Earl are having a similar absence of parenthood. And that's the fun parallel, the two of them in the show.
Yes. Thank you.